Hello guys, how are you doing? It is my hope that you're going on well from wherever you are. And we are here and yet with another topic with us. And today the question is, what really defines a person? Do looks really matter? What should we look at? Is it the character? Is it the personality? Is it the beauty? And for sure this is something we've discussed and even debated with friends and people, at a point or two in our life. And so let's try to break it down and demystify it and actually see in this entire narrative what matters in the end. What should we look at? What is important, especially if we want to invite people into our lives as our friends or as people to engage with in romantic relationships. My name is Richard and welcome to my podcast. So, first of all, let me ask this question. What do you define looks to be? It's something relative. We all have our different descriptions to it. But as for me, let me describe it as I understand it. First of all, I would like to classify it into two stages. There's the primary side, then there's the secondary aspect. Actually, the primary aspect entails that physical thing you can see even without interacting with someone. So maybe the looks, the beauty, the physique, the dressing, And now if I get into the secondary aspects, they actually include now how those people talk, what they like talking about, how do they present themselves in terms of grooming, neatness, and even hygiene, And the other important thing, which is a subset of this secondary aspect, is actually the thought process of a person. Actually, the secondary side, things you can actually note when you interact with those people personally, when you talk a bit with them. And both these two categories, I want to draw them into one thing called first impression. They actually make up the first impression we make or when we meet people for the first time, And now to this thing called character and personality. For sure, this is something you cannot see through someone. It's not something you can just observe at a single go. It's something that's even more than day to day. You have to interact, you have to be keen and follow and observe keenly, over a specified time. Because there are so many people who are masters at their arts. There are those who are pretenders, those who have sly behaviors, who may think they are this, but when you put their lives in between the lens and light, you find that they are not even what they actually seem to be. And let's see this entire thing, how it goes about. And for sure, what I had referred to as secondary actually precedes what I termed as primary, because someone may look pretty, very beautiful, but once you evaluate how they talk, their voices just burn holes. And I think those are very important things to discuss. And what I think we should not look at that much, by the way, is those things. There are things that are beyond our control, and often these things don't affect the personality. Things like disability or the skin tone or the physical size, the figure, whatever you call it. Often these things don't affect the personality. But of course, we have to agree that in fact it's undeniable. It's something, whether you like it or not, you have to have that bias. You have to have your preferences. You may prefer tall guys or short guys or dark dark or light. It's all within us and we have to accept that fact. But I don't think you should overlook at that primary fact in a way that it even supersedes the important thing. You know, I mean, you'd rather have if you're a person who maybe prefers light-skinned guys, let me say. I mean, it's better if you had a dark-skinned guy who treats you better than a light-skinned guy who mistreats you or abuses you. You know. So we have to look at all those overlying factors. You know, there's a time I met a lady, a girl, and she was beautiful, by the way, very beautiful. So we talked a bit. I approached her. I took the number, and because there was not enough time, we agreed to meet on some other day. So after 2 days, we met in town, and we went to a fast food place, and just fries, and we were talking over it, and I made so much observation about her. Because she told me so many things about her, and one thing I noted about her, she was a very poor listener. I mean, she was just talking, and whenever I tried to talk, she would interfere and come up with something. So I made so much observations about her, and she came to tell me that she was a video vixen, and actually she showed me one of those Gengeton songs. She was really dancing like crazy, man. Okay, I said, okay. So after having all that, I tried to joke. I told her, let's get to my place and bang. And to my surprise, she agreed. And I was like, what? You know, all this time was just tasting her. And soon, I came to find out that we had a mutual friend. It was so shocking, but I inquired about her. And for sure, man, I just want to say her behavior was as abhorrent as I had predicted, because for sure I didn't know what was lacking, because she just agreed to us banging on a first date. Of course it didn't happen, but you know, you leave yourself with the question, you leave yourself with so many questions. What is actually lacking? Maybe she wants to pass over an STH. So you see, it's very important. That first impression is something that is very important if you want to project the kind of person they are. Though let me take a precaution. Sometimes someone might be dressing smart, talking smart, doing everything in a smart way, but that's not who they may be. You should take that precaution, by the way. And so, just like I said, it's very important to have a first impression, because they likely project what people are in their inside, and also the so-called character and whatever. These are things you have to give yourself time, view, and have a perspective. You know, when I meet new people, I love meeting people over food, because when you're talking with someone over food, there's so much you can observe. You can observe the way they eat, the way they do things, and that actually tells more about their behavior. And it's a good startup, by the way. Actually, I just love meeting over food. Even my friends, those people are my friends, I meet them over food. And actually, it's something I used to gauge my friendship levels with someone. If it's someone I frequently go and eat together with daily, that's actually my good friend. So, when you're meeting someone, I would advise meet over food. And by the way, if you're a guy and you're meeting a new lady and you want to take her out, don't go for expensive food, because they're usually these ladies who are sort of, let me say, predators. Like, they just want free food. They want to kind of leverage this opportunity that is presenting itself to them. So if you're a guy and and you've asked a girl out, just go for light food. I mean, fast food. Go for fries or drinks, or don't even eat at all. Go and walk. because you may spend your money, you may spend your good money on pizza and all this, and then in the end you walk out with nothing. And it happened to me, Okay, I've gone off topic, but I think it's important, by the way. There's a time when I was in first year with a girl I met. She had all the beauty aspects. She was light skinned and all that. So I asked her out, and we went to a mall. So we walked over there. We saw whatever we wanted to see, and then we just entered a random restaurant. We sat over there. Yeah, my friend. So I looked at the menu. My friend, I was shocked beyond. I don't know. I was just shocked because the cheapest meal was actually 900 shillings. That was the cheapest. 900 shillings. And with me, I had budgeted that amount. I had 1,000 shillings, but I had budgeted for the two of us, And actually, yeah, the cheapest meal was, and out of those meals, I knew none, So I told her to take her order. She took her 1,200 meal, and I also ordered that. And I didn't have that money with me. I mean, M-Shwari really saved me. I had to go to M-Shwari and borrow some amount because it was totaling to 2,400. To cut the long story short is, I spent all that, but I didn't end up with this girl. She rejected me at a very late stage, which happens, by the way. So going back to what we were talking about, I think, just like I said, eating over food is important, but don't go buy some sort of expensive meals and start regretting later, So just like I said, first impressions do matter, by the way, and it actually extends to the character. So as for me, I would define this entire thing as all these things do matter. If you want to go for someone, why not go for both? Go for someone who has the beauty, whatever aspect you like, and the character. But make sure you have you find all those things in one person. Don't just go for one thing and then there's an overlying thing that will come and affect you, just like I explained. Don't do an abusive person who has the aspects you're looking for over that person who doesn't have those aspects and is actually good for you. Be wise, and I sincerely want to wish you good luck in whatever choice you're going to make of your friends now and forever. Otherwise, you guys have a bright day and enjoy your moment. Bye, till next time.